Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Break. My name is Nick, your radio bay, and of course, today it's going to be a fun talk with my very lovely co-host, Chloe. How are you doing?
Thank you for the compliment. Lovely talaga. Hi, Nick. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being with us today. Thank you for choosing to stay with us and, for joining us for this week's Coffee Break episode. Kumusta ka? How are you?
I'm okay. Actually, yung lovely na yung nakita ko sa comment section kasi posted that you had your teeth done. Diba?
Yeah.
Oral health check-up ka. And sabi ng mga nagko-comment doon, lovely. Oh, they lovely.
Thank you. Ay, nako. Ano atin today?
I hope that it doesn't offend you to talk about age today. Because, I mean, not because of your age, but because women are usually, sabi nila, medyo offended daw when we ask them about age.
Age, yeah.
Yeah, but are you completely okay with it?
Yeah.
That's great.
Una nakikita na, oh.
Ako nga rin eh. Mas marami pa nga ata akong puting buhok eh.
Especially these days, you can't go to a salon.
That's
true. I
true.
don't mess up with my hair naman of doing this alone. Diba?
That's true. But of course, I'd like to thank our team. They really did their research. I'm like reading the brief now. Talagang nag-effort silang mag-research dito sa topic natin for today, which is generation gap in the workplace. Now, this is very interesting because, especially for Easy Rock. Kasi naalala ko, I was employed 2017. And at that time, feeling ko sobrang baby boy talaga ako nung time na yon. As compared...
Like what? 25? Mga ganon?
24. I was 24.
Oh my goodness. Oo nga. Baby boy.
Yeah, very baby boy talaga. And I felt...
Kasama mo mga tita.
Parang gano'n, parang nahihiya ako. And I also know that the listeners are mostly mga titos and titas.
And titas, yeah.
That's right. Pero na-surprise ako to know that as you go along, marami rin palang mga batang listeners ng Easy Rock. If anything, I feel like, di ba, binibridge natin yung gap. Yung mga lolo, lola, tito, tita, pag nasa sasakyan, nakikinig sila sa atin. But for today...
Hindi naman all throughout ang music natin, genre ng mga tito and tita. We play new songs, current songs that millennials and Gen Zs enjoy. So, yun.
That's right. And over the years, actually, sobrang nagbago yung playlist naman natin Nag-evolve din naman siya. Marami pa rin yung usual, pero nag-evolve naman siya continuously.
Nagpapabata doon kasi gumagawa ng playlist
Totoo. Sabi nga ni Emerson Pedria, age is just a number. That is why I stopped at 36. So that's good for you. All right? Okay. Yeah. Stay young at heart and stay healthy too. But we're talking about, again, generation gap in the workplace. And it's an important thing to talk about because it really influences decisions, diba? And the direction of the
relationships.
Company. That's right. In fact, sabi nga daw, dito sa research ng ating team, sabi daw sa Society for Human Resource Management, meron daw 5 full generations sa workplace today. From the silent generation to Gen Z. Now, hindi ko na alam yung generation.
Ano yan?
Silent generation.
Hindi ko alam yun. Alam ko lang is baby boomers.
Baby boomers na rin yung alam ko Actually, they pointed out four main generations in workplaces. But before that, let's say hello to Aljon. And thank you very much, Aljon, for sending 145 stars. Yay!
Hello, Aljon. Thank you.
Ayan. So, Miss Chloe, meron tayong baby boomers. So, ito daw yung generations and of course the stereotypes behind it. So I'd like for you to react. Diba? Mag-start tayo with baby boomers. Alright? So these are people born between 1946 and 1964.
Boss, are you watching?
They're currently between 57 to 75 years old.
Okay.
Ang common stereotype daw ay bad at technology.
Your generation.
Ay, sorry. I don't think so. Kasi si boss is very techy.
Right.
Maybe not all. But
that's true.
I think talagang he made it a point to learn to keep learning, because sabi niya nga sa akin noon, it's the only way for us now to makaiwas sa dementia.
Yeah, very good. Good for you, boss. He really does his best, diba? Nag-share pa nga siya sa GC ng mga video edits niya. So that good for you, boss. We'll talk more about your generation later. But anyway, Gen X. Gen X are people are people born between 1965 and 1979 to 80. They're currently between 41 to 56 years old, and the stereotype is they are submissive.
Am I submissive?
Ooh. Submissive in terms of
so naman. Bago sa trabaho, oo talaga.
Yeah.
Pero sa ibang bagay, hindi
yung stereotype na parang you always have to follow orders. Like regardless, you don't question anything. Yeah. Do you feel like that's true in a way?
In a way, pero I follow first before I ask questions. Kasi for me, mas madali ang buhay ng sumusunod lang.
Yeah. I know that's your advice. That has always been your advice. Okay,
so after na lang ako magke-question.
Right. I agree entirely. Mas simple yung buhay, 'di ba, kapag ganun lang. But for us naman, okay, so here we go. Millennials born between 1981 to 1996. They're currently between 25 to 40 years old. Ang stereotype is they are too soft.
Too soft.
Okay, snowflake. Yung tawag nga sa amin, di ba? Yung parang, o kaya balat sibuyas, ganyan. Mm-hmm. Parang konting lang, magre-react na, o kaya entitled. I know these are the things.
I would like to believe yun yung perfect word, entitled. So with the Gen Zs.
Right. And this is something I would defend my generation later on. But yes, let's go to Gen Z. Gen Z daw, born between 1997 to 2012. So between 6 years, grabe ang bata naman ito, 6 to 24 years old. Okay. And the common stereotype is complainer. So they complain a lot.
Laging may sagot. I have a millennial and I have a Gen Z. Hindi pa rin naman sila lumulusot sa sa boomer. Boomer ba ako? Wait.
Right.
Ano nga ba ako?
Yeah.
As a Gen X.
Gen X.
Hindi naman sila lumulusot sa Gen X.
Very good. So pag sa parenting, hindi ka submissive.
Hindi.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, medyo traditional.
I find my way to...
You find your way.
To navigate. Ang hirap ng millennial tsaka ng Gen Z,
Totoo. And that's one thing that I think naman we have to acknowledge for millennials and especially for Gen Z kasi information age yan eh. You really can't BS your way to them. They will find out. They will find out if you're not speaking the truth or if you're inventing things. Kasi nga sobra yung information. Pero feeling ko dun din nagiging problema kasi overload. Unlike what you said in your generation, di ba? You accept things, just accept. Ngayon kasi sobrang dami ng info, you really have to filter. Kaso ang nangyayari tingin ko, you just question everything. Kasi parang boom, sasabog ka na eh. Ang dami nang nangyayari, ganyan. So, let's talk a bit more about this. Wala ba si Chloe? Did she freeze? Okay, but anyway, while we're trying to get her back, interesting na eh. I believe you, Aljon, millennials. We are the best generation. Thank you very much for joining, Aljon. Shy, Snowflake, I'm offended. Oh, Shy is watching. Dahil kasi sumama ka ngayon eh. Tony Lovegood says, wait. Ano sabi ni Tony? Like, I'm just gonna be reading your comments here. I think mas nice if there is age diversity so the millennials can learn from the oldies in terms of experience. You can get something from them naman. Okay. So apparently there was a power outage kila Chloe. So tayo na lang mag-usap. So I'd like to ask you, when it comes to generation gap in the workplace, do you think that it's important, to have to have like age diversity in the workplace? O tingin nyo mas maraming issues behind it? Okay, so I'm gonna read more of your comments. Thank you guys. You seem to be very active today. That's very good. Sabi ni Car, when it comes to age gaps sa workplace, I don't think I have problems with people of other generations. In fact, all my office friends are married with kids. Okay. All right. And are you pressured in a way, Car, to also get married and have kids right away? Kaya nga di ba, yung submission in terms of, good day to you, Mr. Harry Isidro. Si Emerson, tawa ko dito. Di naman, they just always forget their Facebook password. I agree. I believe this is for baby boomers, right? You're talking about boomers and maybe a little bit of the Gen X too. Okay. Sabi ni Miss Marilee, watching from Fairview, what is the group for those born in 1955? Wait, yes po. Yes, 1955 is still baby boomer generation. Yeah, so those born between 1946 to 1964. There you go. All right. So again, let's proceed to our next question. Doing coffee break should be better with friends, with my co-jocks, but they're not here with me. So I'm gonna ask you this question: how do you think a multi-directional? How do you think multi-generational workplace affects a company? And is it for the good or for the bad? I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Sa mga companies nyo ngayon, kung saan kayo employed, mas marami ba ang Gen X kaysa sa Millennials and Gen Z? Or if it's a startup company, I'm pretty sure mas marami yung Millennials and Gen Z. And how is it affecting your work? I'd love to know, especially for those who were employed before the pandemic started. Meron ako mga friends na nagsasabi sa akin, buti na lang, work from home na, hindi ko na makikita yung mga office mates ko. And it's a real thing. For me, because of course, we love our job. I love our workplace. So hindi masyado yun. But I understand where other people are coming from. So keep your comments coming. Hold on. The team is also sending me their comments. Go lang. Kasi wala nang kausap eh. People have a lot to learn from a lot of other people of different ages. I believe that too. I believe that. And kagaya na nasabi ko kanina, marami din ako natutunan kila Miss Chloe. And I think in a way, I was able to share something to her, with our generation. Kasi usually nag-aaway-away, di ba? Millennials, we're called entitled. But really, what we just want is to bring about change, right? Like, I remember, okay, ayoko na magkwento. Mamaya mapahamak pa ako dito. Hirap pala kasi si Shai eh. But, there was a time when I was the only millennial left for the jocks. I can speak for the jocks. So it was a bit challenging for me, but I was able to find a way to communicate what I really want to say. And nagawa siya, di ba? Nag-improve may na-improve kami sa system. Hindi siya nagtunog reklamo. But for others kasi, kapag nagpo-point out ang mas batang generation ng flaw sa system or whatever, meron kaagad yung di ba, may violent reaction talaga siya. And you know how we react to change. Even our bodies react to change that way. Di ba? Na parang kapag magpapapayat ka, ayaw ng katawan mo eh. So nag-crave ka for something. But you gotta acknowledge, di ba? That there might be better ways of doing things. But anyway, okay, sige. Sabi ni April, di pa tayo naglalaro? But thank you very much again for, of course, being very active. Age gaps will only be an issue if either one of those age groups act unprofessionally and assert their own personal beliefs in the workplace, right? If there's no compromise, medyo mahirap yun, di ba? Sabi ni Aljon, I think it's for the good. There's balance. All right. Sergio Gonzalez is watching from South Plains, Cavite. I hope that you are well. Sayang active mo dyan, Sana sumama ka ngayon eh. Excited ako manood kasi akala ko kasama mo si DJ. Pasensya ka na, Sergio. Kausapin mo na lang siya sa comment section. But let me know also what you guys are thinking. Sabi ni Sir Ren, watching live while eating nilagang kamote. Good afternoon, DJs. Ang ganda ng topic today for me. Learn from experience. Mas okay din yung age gap. Sa work, oldies kasama ko sa work dati. Ako lang ang teen. Madami silang nakikwento, lalo sa married life. Okay din ang advice pag may edad. All right. That's right. I agree entirely. Ang daming ang dami ko ring natutunan. Like, being with Easy Rock, I did tell you the story. Like, I was 24. I had jobs before that. I was employed in Kidzania. I was, employed in other radio stations. Pero talagang nag-grow ako with Easy Rock kasi ito talaga yung parang full-time radio work ko. And medyo na-shock ako sa mga ibang mga bagay. Diba? And I have to stay in the office for 8 hours. Minsan mas matagal pa na hindi ko na-experience sa ibang work ko before. But then I got to realize how important that was for a lot of people. Diba? Nag-mature ako in terms of accepting our playlist. Totoo naman yun. Like, I appreciate old songs too, pero sa Easy Rock ako mas na-open to, my library basically expanded because of Easy Rock. Ayan. And feeling ko, tumanda ako. I mean, nag-mature ako sa Easy Rock din naman. Okay. I just have one more. I think Chloe is in. One thing I love about my work is people are open to change no matter what age. Ako ang millennial lang nahihirapan, to be honest. And I learn how to accept changes from older people with more experience. Okay. Very interesting insights. Are you okay? Nawalan daw ng kuryente.
Yeah, nawalan ako ng kuryente. Sorry. So, syempre, pag nawalan ng kuryente, nawalan yung internet. Sorry. Pandemic problems. Right. So, where were we?
I hope you're okay though. Ayan, ang dami ko nang nabasang comments. Na-backstab na namin yung mga Gen X tsaka baby boomers. Ang daming millennials, ang daming millennials sa comment section. But it's interesting. Most of them are saying that they see it in a positive light. Like having a multi-generational workplace affects the company positively. But what about you?
Because there's a lot of wisdom.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Wisdom para sa akin. Kasi, syempre, just as, the millennials and the Gen Zs are learning from us, I hope they are. We are also learning from them.
Aww. Remember how you went from always like wearing heels and then you're sporting your shoes?
And there was I buying lots and lots of sneakers and wearing Martens. Di ba sabi mo nga, bumata ako. Pero ang pinaka-main reason doon is hirap na ako mag-heels because health. Sabi, kasama ko sa bahay before because of my condition. Pero I had fun. I am having fun wearing sneakers. Plus the fact that my daughter can, we borrow each other's sneakers and shoes, mga ganyan. So I think it's we learn from them, they learn from us. So tama naman, it's really exciting to have different generations at the workplace.
That's right. And I absolutely agree. But of course, there will always be issues that can arise from generation gaps. It's inevitable.
It is,
In your experience, what are some of the issues that could arise from, having a multi-generational workplace?
I'm blessed because yung mga kasama natin na medyo mas hindi tulad ko ng Gen X at merong boomer, yung mga babae. Pero, hindi pa ako, is it challenging ba dealing with millennials? Parang hindi naman ako nahirapan sa Nick.
Bait po kasi ako good boy.
Oo, bait ka naman. Si Shy, diba? So I think I'm blessed because, I learned a lot from boomer boss, si Boss Ed. Sa totoo lang si Boss Ed, pagkausap mo siya, you really learn a lot from him because,
True. I agree.
Oo, ang dami ka natutunan sa mga SSDD, yung mga ganyan. Diba? In radio, in life, marami kang matututunan doon. And, I appreciate that na talagang they're not madamot pagdating sa ganyan.
That's true. Super duper appreciate ko si boss sa ganyan. Like, gusto kong tumatambay sa office. Because I get to live his experience, diba? Kasi ako, like, naabutin ko may medyo nagsi-CD pa. Pero yung sa kanya talaga, yung oldies na oldies. But at the same time, he's also...
Feeling ko, O, feeling ko enjoy ka rin sa akin kasi kasama mo ako lagi sa mga rant sessions.
Oo naman. Oo naman. Pero, ay, grabe din talaga. Baka makakwento ko na hindi dapat makwento online eh. Pero, sinabi siya dito. And I think, tingnan mo, may nag-official account sa atin. Couldn't agree more. Sabi ni Shai, ayoko sa older generation when they invalidate our concerns and experiences kasi they would go nung panahon namin. Alright. Okay. And I'm gonna be very honest here. Diba, remember, kinikwento ko sa kanila, there was a time when I felt like parang ang dating nagrereklamo ako, but it was really because I really just want to change something.
Improve.
Yes.
And improve
something. And feeling ko sobrang naging masaya ako because kayo yung ka-work ko. Kasi madali nyo naiintindihan. Nagkaroon tayo ng compromise. But in other offices, sobrang problema
there
talaga.
Was violent reaction.
Right. Yung resistance to change.
Yeah. Naiintindihan ko yung point ni Shai na ini-invalidate yung nararamdaman ng mga millennials and Gen Z. I used to be like that because, I have a Gen Z and a millennial. But then, I realized na kasi syempre kino-compare ko yung kabataan ko. Ganito ako noon na pinalaki na bakit kayo ganyan? And then I realized that these kids do not live in a world like the world that we lived in before.
Yeah.
So hindi talaga nila maiintindihan. Because magiging iba na yung mga magiging challenges naman nila sa buhay. So nung natanggap ko yun, nga naman, how can they, parang ganito, sasabihin ko sa anak ko before. Salamat. So, my God, paano ko ba ito sasabihin na hindi ma-offend? But, these kasi, naririnig ko na noon pa.
Yes.
Sorry ha. Pero, parang dahil naririnig ko siya noon sa mga nakatatanda sa akin, nadala ko. Sabi ko, paano naman po ang anak ka ng ano? Like, for example, no offense man, labandera, ganyan.
Yeah.
Alam mo, sabi ng anak ko, hindi nga ako anak ng labandera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, nung naintindihan ko yun, na hindi na nila inabot yun, they do not know kung ano yung mag-struggles noon. Hindi talaga nila maiintindihan. So, you have to find your way to navigate. Parang magulang lang yan na masyadong mahaba ang gap sa anak nila.
Yeah, it's true. At some point, sabi mo nga, di ba, you also experienced that. Maybe there were times when you also felt unheard because you also had your own struggles, di ba, in your generation. And
hindi uso ang sumagot sa magulang noon.
Yeah. Palo agad, di ba?
Kung paano sinasagot ako ng mga anak ko with their own reasoning.
Yeah.
Siguro kung nung panahon, baka pinanguya sila ng libuyo.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun?
Yeah, I hear stories like that. And yun nga parang feeling ko, you can be continuously improve. But I think yung pinaka-challenge ngayon, like for us kasi millennials, feeling ko medyo meron pa kaming madadalas from Gen X eh. Kaya when we finally become parents, may madadala kami na parenting style dyan eh. Nagaling pa din sa, parents before your parents. Pero yung Gen Z kasi, feeling ko yung super struggle nila ngayon at sobrang na-highlight naman siya is in terms of mental health. Kasi, before, baka hindi pa masyado, not just because of the studies, pero wala pang social media. Now,
there's pressure from social media.
The pressure and, feeling the need to compete with everybody, it's always there. And may nag-mention dito sa atin, sabi niya, one time I was telling my boss that I'm having a bad anxiety attack and my boss told me to just shake it off and go to work. So I felt unheard. What are your thoughts on this, on mental health and the struggle of kids? And you, knowing that you also went through this in a way, or maybe it was a different time for you?
Paano ba? I dealt with my own depression. But probably because I was raised by boomers, I had my own ways of coping with it.
Yeah.
Sa paraan na alam ko. Pero sa mga bata kasi talaga, ito yung pinag-uusapan namin dati ng friend ko, ng sister-in-law ko na noong panahon, walang mga mental health issue.
Yeah.
Hindi ka nakapasok sa ganitong club or hindi ka nakuhang varsity or what. Deal with it. Ganon. Ngayon, hindi eh. Even with my kids, especially with the youngest, yung pananalita ko, I have to mind what I say. Because ang mga kids ngayon, parang magkamali ka lang, they might hurt themselves. Ganon. Nagre-resort sa ibang solusyon. I don't know where that's coming from. Kung bakit ganon mag-isip, pero struggle talaga ang generation ngayon.
Yeah, sabi nga din na styling, it has always been there. You know, mental health wasn't as acknowledged before as it is now, but it was always
tabu kasi napag-usapan niya noon. Parang like ngayon ko na lang nalaman na when you go to a psychiatrist, it's because now I understand mental health is like, di ba kasi pag may cancer sasabihin, kawawa naman siya may cancer. But mental health is also like cancer. Problema siya, sakit siya sa pag-iisip. Merong imbalance ng chemical sa brain mo. That is why you need medication. Noon, pag sinabing nagpapa-psychiatrist ka, may sira ka sa ulo.
Yeah. So it must be difficult. You know, like in the workplace, Miss Chloe, like before, diba? If you were struggling with depression, I'm sure, you know, there was a time. Marami ako naririnig na ganyan eh. May umabot din naman tayo, yung mga heartbroken tayo, tapos kailangan nating umere, or someone in the family passed away, pero usually heartbreak eh. Kasi para ka namatayan yan, and you feel depressed, but then you have to...
Same ang physical pain.
That's right. Diba? Totoo yun. Pero like people would say, suck it up. Or like just, you know, just go. I mean, gawin mo lang yung trabaho mo.
Move on. Ganon.
Move on. O wala kang choice. Wala kang kasing choice. Ganyan. Do you think it's being more acknowledged now na parang you can, okay lang, sige magpahinga ka lang muna, take your time off, mag-day off ka. Is that more acceptable now than before?
Hindi pa ganon. When I was out of the country, 2019, I went to UK, diba? Sabi ng friend ko doon, nurse siya ha, doon, tatawag lang yung ibang ka-opisina nila.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time because my dog died.
Yeah.
The bosses would tell the employee, go ahead and take your time.
Yeah.
Ganon. Dito kaya pwede mo sabihin, upset ako boss because my dog died.
Oh, no. Like,
kailangan mo pumasok.
Kailangan mo pa rin pumasok. Yeah.
Some people, dito parang feeling ko hindi pa yun maiintindihan. Pero doon, pag sinabi mo ganon, magpapahingahin ka talaga nila. Kwento niya sa akin. So, feeling ko dito, hindi pa masyado. Dito kasi, lalo na sa mga lalaki, parang hindi accepted na masyado kang nagdadrama.
Yeah.
Lalaki ka eh, hindi po, yan, lalaki ka, babae ka lang, ganyan. Pero, hindi pa na-acknowledge masyado ng mga tao na, ewan ko, siguro ngayon, naiintindihan na nila kung anong importance ng mental health. Because I know of someone na talagang dati, ang tingin niya sa mga ganyan, depression, wala daw, arte lang daw yung ganyan. Then the pandemic came. And this friend of mine told me literally na nade-depress siya. Wala daw siyang mga ganitong pakiramdam noon. But because nawala ng trabaho and all. So, in-acknowledge niya na totoo pala to.
Ang depression.
I think,
So if anything talaga, like, you know, samang isipin yun eh. Pero this pandemic really, in a way, bridged the generation gap. Diba? In a way. Kasi, like, in a way, this pandemic bridged the generation gap for, diba? For workers and for parents and kids. Kasi lahat sila magkasama eh. Oo.
Yes.
Diba? But like, sa atin, sa workplace, okay, did you feel like there was a problem? Like, of course, we still go to the station, right? But there are times, like, mostly we need to work from home to be safe, diba? Hindi tayo pwedeng sabay-sabay sa office. Did you ever feel that there was a problem with it in terms of working with us or with the other generations from other teams? Ngayong sa work from home setup, may problema ba tayo with generation gap?
um, hindi ko masyadong naramdaman because I felt like everybody did their part.
Yeah.
Kahit yung mga hindi ganun ka-techy.
Yan.
Napilitan mag-aral kung paano magbukas ng laptop. Ganun.
See, meron ka ng mic, meron ka ng ring light. Oh.
Oo. And I'm also talking about the back support.
That's right.
Yung mga admin natin, there's an AE who would ask for help with some presentations, pero napipilitan din sila na mag-aral na rin on how to do PowerPoint at magbukas ng email dahil we need to send emails of, voiceovers and things like that.
No.
So I felt like everybody naman did their part. So I don't feel like naging mahirap para sa atin, especially with the generation gap natin sa trabaho. O, diba? Ikaw ba?
That's very well said. Ako din, kasi honestly, parang I really thought that it's going to be difficult for us. Kasi nga, syempre, medyo magkaiba tayo ng generation, ganyan. Tapos may mga times na, yun nga, careful na ako with my words. You also taught me restraint, diba? So, diba? So, I'm practicing that too. But at the same time...
Because this job will really teach you the highest level of restraint. Yung gusto mo nang manunog ng tao or magsalita. Diba? When you read something online, you want to fight back and all, but you have to practice restraint kasi some people are just there to challenge us.
That's true. You have to
when
breathe
we show our true colors. You have to clear your headspace sometimes muna before reacting. So, natuto ka naman?
Oo naman. Oo naman. And I think it's important. You gotta play your cards right. But anyway, I have one last. I think I want to touch on this. This is important. First, let me thank Shai for being active din sa group chat. Sabi ko nga sana sumama ka.
Shai, hello. Di ka na lang kaya pumasok, Ning.
Kaya nga eh. Alright, sige, one last. Sabi ni April, this is very common for organizations who place such high regard on tenure over actual performance. And it's sad because these workplaces still exist in this day. What can you say about this, Miss Chloe? Like, okay, would you be offended? Okay, kunyari lang.
Wala tayong magagawa.
Oh, pero kunwari lang na-promote si Shai na lang. Kunyari, para hindi ako safe. Kunyari na-promote si Shai, tapos biglang, naging
pero 3 years pa lang siya sa organization, parang gano'n.
Oo, tapos naging superior mo siya. Because she's, you won't mind.
I don't mind. Because if the company sees Shai as someone who can do better in terms of handling people, who am I to question it?
Yeah. Diba? Good for you. But do you think there are other people, yung matagal na? Yung
parang mas deserving.
Oo,
mas deserving sila. Well, unang-una parang, sandali, paano ba? Sige, ang question mo is, baka magkamali ako na sasabihin ko.
Restraint.
Magkamali ako na sasabihin ko. Nakinis ka!
Yeah.
Ano ba? How am I gonna... Well, feeling mo parang mas may... hindi na kita ng kumpanya yun eh. Ano magagawa natin?
Is tenure more... Like, siguro yun na lang, para safe. Yung question is tenure more important than performance for you?
No, I think it's more of performance and hopefully a little bit of tenure kasi it doesn't mean na porke sobrang tagal mo na dyan.
Totoo naman.
Baka hindi ka naman natututo or hindi ka naman nag-adapt.
Yes.
Diba? Especially, with this kind of setup that we have right now wherein everybody has to be techie and all. But what if you refuse to learn?
That's right.
At naunahan ka pa nung iba, 'di ba?
Oo. Totoo. It's not just with it's not just about the number of years you spend with, 'di ba, like how you spend your years in the company, but at the same time, ito rin just to defend din naman some of the boomers. Iba talaga, sabi nila entitled daw yung millennials, pero nafe-feel ko may mga Gen X and boomers ting entitled. Dahil nga dyan, di ba, na parang ako yung matagal dito, dapat ako yung superior. I mean, kahit na hindi naman talaga, like in terms of what they contribute, right? But in a way, you gotta give them credit. Kasi, we're also talking about loyalty. And
Mhm.
it's difficult to find people who would stay in the company for like 25 years. Diba? Like rain or shine, you know that these people would be with you like no matter what. Ang mahirap kasi, syempre, especially for those who really perform well, madali yang i-pirate or madali yang mag-jump ship, diba?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so meron din namang credit para dun sa
Yeah.
mga matagal sa company. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it's a matter of, paano ko ba sasabihin, yung mga millennial, Gen Z, they have something to contribute. Yung mga who has been there for a long time. Tama ka. Kailangan tingnan yung loyalty din talaga.
Yeah.
Because they can just also decide to go somewhere and yet they stayed. Diba? O hindi mo rin naman alam. Maybe comfort zone nila.
Yeah, or they would help the company grow, diba? That could be a good thing also. If there would be compromise, you know, we can make this world a better place. And we thank you.
I thank you. Si Shar sabi niya, I would be hurt, but if I believe that person's promotion was valid, I would be bitter but not hateful and spiteful. Yeah.
All
Pero
right.
meron akong mga nakikita din sa atin na mga bago and yet they are already in position.
Oo. Meron yan.
Probably because nakita ng company na diba? Makakatulong sila.
Yeah. Totoo. And again, you know, for us, and I'm happy that you, sabi din ni Shai, she's happy that you don't mind things like that, which is very, very good. All right. And wow.
Mas masarap ang buhay ng sumusunod lang.
Oo nga, totoo. Buti nga ikaw yung superior ko eh. Ayoko maraming ginagawa eh.
Parehas naman kayo ni Shai. You both work with less, almost no instruction or...
Yeah, we don't want to stress you out, you know, because we already know that we are already stressed out. So we do our best. Sabi nga, ang ganda daw ng conversation today. Sabi ng team, the flow of comments are good. And we apologize if we can't read everything, but we're happy that you're happy that we talked about this. Siguro nga, tabu nga to before, but it's now, you know, I believe we were able to shed some light regarding this topic, and we will continue. All right? Hindi lang dahil online kami. Like, I promise you, maganda ang relationship, ang work relationship namin ni Miss Chloe.
Yeah.
I
miss you. I miss
you
ranting with you.
Oh, yeah. Private rants natin.
And by the way, guys, if you have something in mind, any topic that you want us to talk about on Coffee Break, please feel free to post it on the comment section. Yeah, malay mo, yung mapag-usapan natin next week, diba?
Okay, that's right. But thank you very much for spending some time with us for today's Coffee Break. Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, but that's about it for us. Make sure to follow us on our social media pages at Easy Rock Manila on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I believe. Personally, I have mine at DJ Nick 963. That's on all platforms. And of course, my show is from 2 p.m. till 6 for Nick Picks and Chloe.
Yes, I do have my Facebook page, Chloe of 96.3 Easy Rock. You can also find me on Twitter. I am enjoying Twitter. Hindi ko lang alam paano mag-tweet. At kung ano i-tweet ko.
Restraint, Miss Chloe.
Yes, restraint. And on Instagram, it's at DJ Chloe 963. And do check out Daily Dose of Wisdom from Mondays to Fridays. And of course, hashtag Chloe Asks for those very controversial questions. And
Yeah, very good. Controversial questions.
Also, please do check out the Aliwan Fiesta Digital Queen. Nick, our very own radio, we will be hosting it together with Rocky. So, promote mo na, Nick.
Yay. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And of course, MBC Short Film Festival. I believe the films are still available for you to access. I haven't finished everything, but so far, so good. The top 15 finalists are really, really good. So we're looking forward to knowing the results of that.
All right.
But that's about it for us today. I hope that you guys have an amazing Thursday, and we'll see you very soon. Enjoy the rest.
Wednesday, that is. Not Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday pala. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. God bless you all. Take care. Stay safe. Wear your mask, your face shields, wash your hands, and stay away from other people. Safe distance. All right. Bye.